Om. 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranata Klesha Nashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mokshiyamamritat. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. हमारा दंडवत प्रणाम है उस ब्रह्मांडीय ईश्वरीय शक्ति को, हमारे परम पूज्य गुरुदेव स्वामी ज्योतिर्मयानंद जी महाराज को, सब साधु संतों को, ऋषियों मुनियों को, पवित्र शास्त्रों को और आज सब में विद्यमान परमेश्वर को. Our humble prostrations to the all-pervading Brahman, to our worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmaya Ji Maharaj, to all sages and saints, all the holy scriptures, and to the divinity in each one of you. Thank you all for your regular attendance and the Satsanga, the glory of Satsanga. We all get together every Friday and we enjoy the Yoga Vashistha, also known as Maha Ramayana. It's a beautiful, very deep scripture, not so well known in India because of its volume. It's very intense. But when you study it under guidance and by some enlightened people like our Gurudev, who has written these two large volumes, these beautiful large volumes that we all enjoy, they are like nectar. It becomes very simple to understand, and we slowly unravel the mysteries of this human mind, intellect, who am I, what is this body, and it's done in stories within stories. तो बहुत ही प्यार से इसका विश्लेषण किया जाता है.
through God's grace. And when many punyas germinate of many lives, not a small coincidence that we are all together on this holy journey. We have been practicing our sadhana, and we have been being guided by the divine energies beautifully. Like when we are in the plane, we don't worry whether the plane will land or not. We trust the pilot. We know he will do fine. And that is what we are doing. We are giving our faith to God, and he is taking us through. When I speak and you listen, we are all his instruments, all his children, all his grace. So with that, this human embodiment, there is no better use of your time than satsanga. Satsanga, because that is the journey for the soul, food for the soul, nourishment for the soul. तो ये जो हमारी आत्मा का भोजन है, वो सत्संग में हमें प्राप्त होता है. और जब हम ये गूढ़ सत्संग करते हैं, क्योंकि दिस सत्संग इज फॉर मुक्ति, लिबरेशन, आत्मज्ञान, तो वो हमारा बहुत अच्छे से कल्याण करता है. इट इज वेरी बेनिफिशियल फॉर अस इन मेनी मेनी एस्पेक्ट्स. तो भगवान की जब बहुत कृपा होती है तभी ये संभव हो पाता है. सो वी आर वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू आवर गुरुजी, टू गॉड, टू ऑल ऑफ यू, टू द डिविनिटी इन ईच वन ऑफ यू हु इज bringing you here regularly, and you are making sacrifices, because nothing happens easily. We have to make some time commitments, we have to give up other sense pleasures, and then we sit here. But once you learn this, this itself becomes the best joy that you can get. That this journey that we are on, it becomes so beautiful. Like Radha didn't feel, even in the pain, she felt the pleasure of Krishna, missing Krishna, thinking of him all the time. That is called viraha. Viraha means the pangs of separation, pain of being separated from God. So only high advanced souls will continue the journey. Others will come and depart, but few of you will stick, and those of you will evolve also, because it takes persistence, it takes effort. Nothing happens quickly, nothing happens in shortcuts. We have to do the right things. So with this initial thought, let us thank God for another end of the week, Friday. And then before we start the week, on Sundays, we are in the temple, Shiva Vishnu temple in Stockton. From there we do Bhagavad Gita, and many of you join us regularly. So we are very thankful, deeply grateful to God and to the divinity in you who is propelling you to do this. And may you all become like sages, enlightened, wise, compassionate, calm, reflective, happy. And may this Maya meaning the pressure of the world, may this sansara slowly, we get away from its meshes of entanglements. May we slowly come out, but in a joyful manner. Spirituality has to be fun. It cannot be a tedious, difficult exercise. Otherwise, we are not doing it right. See, God is love. Love is God. God is spirituality. So if we have love, happiness, joy, then only we are doing it right. Otherwise, something's wrong. So that's one thing. Then second, we have this prayer, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, which means we have to think of everybody, not just ourselves. There is no me, no I in spirituality alone. We have to share, give. Everybody becomes our family. The whole universe is my home, and the entire creation is my family. So you don't restrict yourself to just your house or your kids or your husband or wife. You become magnanimous. You open up yourself to the world. So that is the prayer May all be happy. In all, you are automatically included. I am automatically included. All means sarve, everybody should be happy. Sarve santu niramaya. Maybe all should be disease-free, pain-free. May all see the good in others. So this is this prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Sarve santu niramaya. So when we have this feeling, not just in words, but also in our heart, when we say it, we should feel the compassion for everybody, even our enemies. Hard to do, very hard to do, easy to say, but very hard to do when somebody has hurt us and we bless them. But Christ did it. He was being nailed and he blessed the people who were crucifying him. There are many examples. Socrates was made to drink poison for being a philosopher, for being right, for guiding people properly. So all this happens, but in the Bhagavad Gita, the guidance is very clear. Only the body can perish. And even that doesn't perish. It's a recycling system. It goes back to its elements. That's all that happens. Nothing is lost, ever. So when we become universal, we become happy, nourished, because we see ourselves in everybody else. There is no animosity, no anger. So therefore, when we pray for may all be happy, may all find food, may nobody be unemployed, may there be no pain, yet we know there will be pain, there will be death, there will be people who go tonight sleep hungry, etc. But we can light a candle where it's darkness. And when we all combine our energies together, जब हम सब इकट्ठा होके प्रार्थना करते हैं, उसका शक्ति बहुत बढ़ जाता है. It becomes very powerful. Our prayer reaches, it gains a super momentum. Like early in the morning, we drive on a highway, no traffic. So God listens, he gets it quicker. We all become like a supercomputer through our prayers. So when the prayers are selfish, meaning I should get this, I should get that job, then we restrict ourselves. But when we open it up, it becomes very good, very powerful, very holistic. So that's why let's pray for everybody, whoever needs the prayers. Every day there are people dying, people in pain, people going through surgeries, people going through lawsuits, lot of mental pressure and this and that. So may they all experience the release. And do you know, when you sleep, what happens? All your pressure is released. God takes it away for you. Till the point you sleep, you may be very miserable, but the minute sleep comes, you forget about all your worries and you go into another world. That is the journey of Yoga Vashistha also. So that's what Yoga Vashistha does for us. So we should learn to implement that in our daily life, understand Yoga Vashistha slowly, like a mystic sugar candy. Cannot rush this process. So let us read our worshipful Guruji's message. Swamiji says, blessed self, adorations, Divyatman, Ashirvad. Each day is a new beginning. प्रत्येक दिवस आपके लिए एक नया अवसर है, नया अवसर है. तो उसका आनंद लीजिए, उसको समझिए. Learn from the past, but do not become confined to the past. You see, some people are always living in the past. When I used to be like this, we used to do this. That's okay. But what is it today? What is your practical situation? Time is flying. Every day is fleeting. So let us not go too deep into the past and waste our time. So learn from the mistakes for sure. Anything we have done that could have been done better, the past becomes a effective teacher. वो एक अच्छे अध्यापक के समान हमें ज्ञान देता है हमारा, जो हमसे गलती हुआ ताकि आगे वो गलती ना हो. So we don't repeat those mistakes. Remember, you are the architect of your destiny. This is a beautiful statement, and this is what pulled me to my guru so much, because I was lost in the world process, had no idea what our journey would look like. And when I read this statement and I read the art of positive thinking, and that's what I'm doing right now on our YouTube channel. We are discussing the art of positive thinking. And I know Priya ji and Yogini ji and Aaron ji, sometimes they regularly comment, and they are liking it. So that's validation. And there are so many people who can benefit from these things. So to me, it's not about how many people or what a difference. It's like lighting one small candle at a time. That's all we need to do. Each one of us, imagine if we all do our little part, what a beautiful difference this world would be in what we can make. So little things with love, not big things necessarily. So Swamiji says, remember that you are the architect. You have within you infinite possibilities. Infinite, not limited. You are a ray of God. A ray of God is God, not different from God. When the sun pulls its rays back, every single ray goes back into the sun. Not even one is left behind. That much in the same way, we all have infinite possibilities. We just have to tap our potential and don't feel bad about what happened in the past, or I could have done this, or I should have done this, or I was born poor, or this is what happened, or that is. All that's behind. Start your new day fresh. You are a child of God. We are all children of God. Therefore, each new day is a new beginning. And we have infinite possibilities. Don't ever say, I cannot do this, because anything can be done. When God is behind you, mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate grim yat kripa tvam aham bandhe paramanand madhavam. So that means that people who are dumb will become eloquent speakers when God wants you to do so. And people who are lame will climb the Himalayas, long, big, difficult mountains even. So therefore, don't say, I am not capable, I cannot do it. We can all do it. We have infinite potential, because we are made of the same God particle as God himself. So as you develop insight into your true spiritual identity, you will find the increasing possibility of exercising your self-effort to bring about divine change within yourself. तो जब जब आप अपने अस्तित्व को पहचानेंगे, अपने अंदर के आध्यात्मिकता, आपके अंदर के भगवान को, तो आपके अंदर जो शक्ति है वो बढ़ेगा और आपको प्रयास करने में आसानी होगी. Self effort we all have to do. We cannot put the burden on God and say, okay, God, you do everything. After you have done your best, then you tell God to do everything. Fine. Just like when you have a flight to catch, you will do everything to make sure you are in time for that flight. You will wake up in time, you will pack your bags, you will make sure your ticket is right, your license is in good shape, passport is okay, and everything. And also to clear the security lines, you will calculate. All that is your self-effort. How will I get there in time? Everything you do, everything you plan. Now, that is your self-effort. Now, once you have cleared, you have boarded the flight, that's when the divine plan takes over, isn't it? Now you are comfortable. Once the flight is there, you're comfortable in your seat, you take out your laptop or you watch something, and now you are relaxed. And especially if it's a flight to India, you have 12 free hours to do something. That is the time to do japa, read the Bhagavad Gita, write something, go into your inner psyche. That's a expanded time, but every day also we should do 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, whatever you can. There are no rules. The rules are whatever you like to do, whatever you can do. You can never do enough. That's one thing. But you don't want to bend the stick and then break it. So do what your body can handle, do what your mind can handle, and make sure that you see God everywhere, not just in temples, not just in an idol, but also in the person you're talking to. Then it's called higher spirituality, Brahma Jnana, because everything is Brahman only, everything is illusion only. तो आपके अंदर भी परिवर्तन आना शुरू हो जाएगा जब आप इस तरीके से भगवान के साथ अपना प्रयास करेंगे, सेल्फ एफर्ट करेंगे. तो सी अ डिवाइन प्लान ऑपरेटिंग थ्रू योर लाइफ. तो ये समझ लीजिए कि आपके जीवन के पीछे एक ईश्वरीय शक्ति है, एक योजना है. देयर इज अ प्लान. When you build a house, the builder has a plan. He knows where the bathrooms will go, where the rooms will be there, and how to do everything in that time so he can also make some money. You can also be comfortable. Everything is done by a precise plan. Much in the same way, God has a plan. That's why you are here. You and I are here, and we have a plan that we can get liberated. But are we following the plan? Because we have to constantly change things, adapt and adjust. Things will be thrown at us, we may have to make adjustments. वो सब तो चलेगा, लेकिन जब हम उसको अच्छे से समझेंगे तो फिर हमारे अंदर वो एक शांति भाव रहता है कि ये सब तो है ही. I mean, suppose an ocean says, I don't like waves. How will it work? You say, well, once the waves settle down, I'll go and have a nice swim. Guess what? You will be standing for a long time. You will never get in the water. So therefore, get into the waves. Don't worry. Go deep. Then automatically the waves will be gone, isn't it? So see a divine plan operating through your life. Understand, हमारे पीछे ईश्वर जो कर रहे हैं, उसके पीछे दिव्य शक्ति चला रही है. That Shakti taught you so many things, so many talents. Each one of us are so unique. Every one of us can share so much, give so much to the world. So everyone, no matter our circumstances, no matter our situation, we are all children of God, we are all divine. No matter what we have gone through, past is past. Now it's a new day and we start our future from here. So pray, meditate and realize. प्रार्थना कीजिए, ध्यान कीजिए और आत्म साक्षात्कार प्राप्त कर लीजिए. You realize, and realizing meaning understand what God is, what you are. Aham brahmasmi pragyanam brahma ayam atma brahma tattvamasi. All these things of the Vedas, these 4 mahavakyas इनको बोलते हैं, 4 महावाक्य. That's all the essence of our journey towards God. And then remind yourself, I am the immortal self. Immortal, meaning nothing can destroy us. Death is nothing but just like a little leaf falling from a tree. When the leaf falls from a tree, does the tree cry? Does anything happen? No. Next season comes, in winter all the leaves are gone, then summer comes, spring comes, fall comes, autumn comes, all these things come perpetually. Much in the same way, this body is as transient as a leaf. ये पत्ते के समान ही है और कुछ नहीं है. So let's not give it too much importance and get lost. May God bless you. Thine Swami Jyotirmaya. तो भगवान बताते हैं, so in such a deep small message there is profundity. बहुत गूढ़ उसमें ज्ञान बताया जाता है, तो वो हम याद करें. And then let's do our kirtan. जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश पाहि मां. श्री गणेश श्री गणेश श्री गणेश रक्ष मां. शरवण भव शरवण भव शरवण भव पाहि मां. कार्तिकेय 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 रक्ष मां. जय सरस्वती जय सरस्वती जय सरस्वती पाहि मां. श्री सरस्वती श्री सरस्वती श्री सरस्वती रक्ष मां. जय गुरु शिव गुरु हरि गुरु राम. जगत गुरु परम गुरु सद्गुरु श्याम. ओम आदि गुरु अद्वैत गुरु आनंद गुरु. ओम चिद गुरु चिद घन गुरु चिन्मय गुरु. ओम जगत गुरु ओम गुरु सत Sachitananda, Shankracharya Shivananda, Jyotirmaya Nanda. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Shiva 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 Shivaya Namah. Har 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 Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Ramachandraya. Anjaneya, 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 Pahi Mam. Hanumanta, 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 Rakshamam. Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Om Shakti, Pahi Mam. Brahma Shakti, Vishnu Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Rakshamam. Adi Shakti, Mahashakti, Parashakti, Pahi Mam. Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Rakshamam. Gangarani, 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 Pahi Mam. Bhagirathi, 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 Rakshamam. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari, Hari Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, 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 Om. So let us continue our journey. जो हमारा योग वशिष्ठ का यात्रा है इसको आगे बढ़ाएं. Today we will be studying section 143 and 144, the glory of knowledge, Gyan. What kind of knowledge? The knowledge that connects us with God, not the worldly knowledge that makes you successful in the world. We had completed section 142, the description of clouds that rain fire. And conversation is going on between Vyadha and the Muni. The Muni is the master and Vyadha is the disciple. So this is what the Sanatana Dharma has been following, this Guru Shishya Parampara for time immemorial. First, it used to be within the family only. The father used to be the guru and he would teach his, and people had very good memory. They did not need to write. There were not that many books. That's why the Vedas is called Shruti, because people would remember them. Then with time, people started forgetting things. So then books came, so we could memorize them and refer to them when needed. Then Vyasji came, because the Vedas were so intense. Then he broke them up into Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Atharva Veda, Yajurveda Veda, into sections. And then he guided people about Karma Marga, Bhakti Marga, Jnana Marga. So how, whichever you are naturally inclined to, you follow those. Unko piche, unka dhyan karo, is tarike se. So but the real knowledge in this world is the knowledge of God, the knowledge of Brahman. That is called Paravidya. So दो तरीके का विद्या रहता है. Two types of knowledge. One is the Apara Vidya. Apara meaning the knowledge of the world, which we come to this world, therefore we feel hungry, we want food, we want clothes, we want to earn money, we want to have relationships, we want to have security, comforts. All that is mainly body centric, and we do all those things. But then when we go deeper into the self and the beyond the ego, the question comes up, like when we sleep, we lose everything here. And then the question comes up that what is my real journey? Who am I? What is Brahma Vidya? What happens when I die? What happens to me? What do I do then? Will my relatives come and help me? All these questions are covered in our scriptures in quite detail, but we have to be having the patience and understanding and then digest them slowly. Cannot do it quickly. So that's why patience is required. Huh? It's like somebody coming to the saint and saying, Swamiji, Kali Yuga, everything is happening fast, internet is doing fast, food is fast, take out, for carry out, everything, pizza in 20 minutes in your home. Why can't you give us this knowledge also very fast? Logical, isn't it? Makes sense. So the Swamiji asked him, what do you do? He says, I'm a doctor. What do you do? I do surgery, Swamiji. Okay, well, let's trade. You give me your skills and tomorrow I'll go for surgery. Give it to me quickly. I'll give you Brahma Gyan also. What, Swamiji? Are you kidding? It took me 18 years. I had to do this, that. Even right now, you don't see my problems. I have to do so many things. Swamiji just smiled. He says, okay, seems like you're answering your own question. For a worldly thing, to earn some money, you spent a good how many decades of your life, and here you want this thing that has created the world. You want to connect to him. You want to merge into him without much effort. How is it possible? So that is what sages and saints guide us. Go to Paravidya. परा मतलब जो हमारे यहाँ से परे है, संसार से परे की विद्या को परा विद्या बोला जाता है, the knowledge of God. So the Muni continued, he says, O hunter Vyadha, the sun adorns the sky to delight the assemblage of lotuses, isn't it? So all the lotuses bloom in front of that, in the sun. In the same manner, a sage adorns the assembly of the learned, helping their intellect to bloom by his luminous knowledge. So whatever we say, we are only dust particles of our Guru. We got his sanidhya. Sanidhya means we came in his proximity, and whatever fragrance we got, we are sharing with you. So that is what the glory of a sage looks like. Even at 92 today, he continues to give himself to the world in a totally unselfish, in a giving manner. So this is what sages, because it's not that he expects any thank yous or any rewards. It's just that a fragrance of a flower permeates automatically, isn't it? He doesn't have to say, hey, come to me, look at my smell, how good I am. No, the sun doesn't have to charge royalty because of the sun heat it gives you. The power companies have figured it out what to do, but the sun doesn't care. He's giving his unconditional heat and love to everybody. Much in the same way, these sages and saints, they help the world with love and compassion. ऐसे ही ये साधु संत ऋषि मुनि सबका कल्याण करने के लिए ही आते हैं धरती पर और सबका कल्याण करके ही जाते हैं, और उनका अपना उसमें स्वार्थ कुछ नहीं रहता। ऊंचा ज्ञान बहुत कठिनाई से मिलता है, सस्ता ज्ञान तो सब जगह मिलेगा। 10 कैरेट गोल्ड is cheaper also and also shines more than real gold. Real gold is expensive also. You see, and you have to work harder, but yet everybody wants the real thing. But then we have to pay that money also, isn't it? That effort. So before the majesty of the realization of the self, even the attainment of Indrahood is an insignificant straw drifting among the billows of the ocean. जब समुद्र में हम देखते हैं कि इतना तिनका बह रहा है, तो ये योग वशिष्ठ क्या बोल रहा है कि one of those tinkas is like the luxuries of Indra. Just imagine, compared to what? Compared to the state of enlightenment or self-realization, mukti, nirvana, God realization, whatever, so many different words, but they're all the same thing. Don't get caught in the web of words. Go after the essence of the nectar. Honey is honey, whether you call it shahad in Hindi, honey in English, or whatever language you know. It's the same taste, same essence, same fulfillment comes from it. Same way, God is the same. So enjoy the nectar. But if you are going after the heavens, then Indrahood is also like a straw for serious aspirants, people who are wanting to walk on the path of liberation. Even the sum total of the glories of the three worlds, the earth, the nether worlds, and the heavens, cannot compare with the glory of self-realization. So what to speak of this world? The Yoga Vashistha is boldly telling you, even if you got everything of all the 14 worlds, then also that would be nothing compared to your Atma Gyan, self-realization, merging into God. All that is way beyond anybody's imagination. That's why when you take sannyas, you renounce yourself, basically, and you become a sannyasi, a swami. At that point, in essence, you are giving up your body identity. You are dying to live. You are basically, your past is dead. So that's why most of the sannyasis you may have seen, especially the orthodox ones, they never talk about their past anymore. They have a new, this is what today's lesson was also. Don't worry about the past, look at the future. Another good reason. So then they simplify their life by just wearing orange and thinking of the sun. And because sun in its hue is orange, and it connects them to, and it's the sannyasi. Sun is the greatest sannyasi out there. So then you basically just relate your life, simplify it, and you become an instrument of the divine, a divine channel. So that, and then you are given the prayasi mantras. They call them the prayasi mantra. Matlab ki ab hum apna जीवन भगवान के लिए जिएंगे, which means you don't have any personal life. Not that you'll still eat, you'll still wear clothes, you'll still live in a home, you'll still do things, you'll still deal with people who'll be angry, you'll still have to buy airline tickets to fly like everybody else. Nothing changes, but your internal journey has changed. You no longer are mesmerized by the intoxication of the world. The world has, you have demagnetized yourself from the world process. समझ गए? तो अब आपको संसार अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. But that, if you're a true sannyasi, otherwise there are so many people who take sannyas and then they don't succeed there also. Just because you have gotten the title of a swami or a sannyasi doesn't mean much. What means is, what is your life? Where are you going? Are you accomplishing the journey? And sometimes you can be a grihast. Grihast meaning ग्रह में स्थित, गृह अस्त. तो गृहस्थ में रहकर भी आप सन्यासियों से ऊंचे हो सकते हो. It's very much possible, because the attachment is within the mind. It's not in the external appearance. It's not into what possessions we have or don't have. You can be a king. Raja Janak was a king, enlightened king. Every luxury possible he had. Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, all of them kings. So we should not get confused. Possessions are simply to give us just, these are things. They don't identify you. What you are identified is by your very self. So even the sum total cannot compare. Please understand that. That is why we are making all these sacrifices. When the prayasi mantras are given by the guru to the disciple in the sannyas tradition, sannyas ceremony, it is a very sacred mission. And in India, I have been to Shivananda ashram. I was living there last year for three months. I was on my spiritual journey, Tirth Yatra, and there are brahmacharis who for 12-14 years intense tapasya they do. They first wear white for 6, 7, 8, 9 years, and basically to say, okay, I want to try this path. Is it the right path or not? Then after 9 years of intense sadhana, then they can choose to leave or they can choose to move forward depending on what their guru asks them to do. If they are qualified and they want to go deeper, then they become Nashtik Brahmachari. So they are Brahmachari, then they get a yellow outfit. You must have seen a lot of spiritual people wearing white attires. They are Brahmacharis. When they wear yellow, they are Nashtik Brahmacharis, which means now they are committed. They have made the decision that now I don't want to go back to the world. I want to continue my journey on this path only, and this is the right path. And they have 9-10 years of strong background and experience. So they are not saying this out of just emotional fervor. It's not like that, because the penalty of becoming a sannyasi and then going back into the world is very severe, because now you have corrupted that pure name, that holy name. So therefore this journey is more internal than external. ये अंदर की यात्रा है, और जब हम इस मार्ग पर आते हैं, और अगर all those people who have lost the path are doing a big themselves and their gurus a big disfavor if they are not able to live up to these high moral conducts and standards. फिर जब मंत्र दिया जाता है उस समय बोलते हैं ओम भू संन्यस्तम मया, ओम भुवः संन्यस्तम मया, ओम सुवः संन्यस्तम मया, which means I give up all the pleasures of the world, the of this earth, of the heavens and of the other worlds. Bhu bhuva swa, of the physical body, of the mind and senses, of the intellect. That doesn't mean that you will never eat again, or you will never say, oh, this is very good food. No, that's not what the point is. The point is that you eat, do all your duties, wear the clothes, sleep, and do it like normal people, but internally you have a clear north star in front of you. What is that north star? आपको पता है कि मेरा मुक्ति मेरा लक्ष्य है, and that is what I want, and therefore I have to get into nishkamya seva. Nishkamya seva. All sannyasis should only do nishkamya seva, which means do selfless action. So even if they have any organization they have created, it should only be for helping the world selflessly, and they should never get entangled in it. If they get entangled in it, they may lose the real focus, which is mukti, enlightenment. So always that has to be borne in mind, that God is very compassionate and kind, and one does not have to be necessarily just a sannyasi. These are different paths. We all reach to God using different margas, different paths. That's what God is trying to guide us. Then, just as the full moon shines in the cloudless autumn sky, in the same way, the bliss of the self shines in the purified heart of the sage who has attained spiritual knowledge. Gita also, God says, Arthi, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Gyani. And he says, I like the Gyani the most because they are enlightened. They understand this world process. They are my very own Atman, Lord Krishna says. Yahan par bhi, so the bliss of the self is like nectarine showers within you all the time. Imagine how beautiful that journey must be. You know, these sages and saints, these enlightened masters, they are in perpetual bliss. They have to come way down to our human standards and to guide us and to give up that bliss so they can also educate us and qualify us to take us with them. That's what they want. But we have to be qualified. We have to also do our bit. And most of the people are only asking for material things. Swamiji, my daughter is not getting married. Swamiji, I have this problem. I want this body to be fixed. I have this disease. All worldly things only they ask, these saints. Imagine you can ask the king for anything and you are asking for 1 penny. That's what it feels like to these sages and saints, because, and then when they find somebody who's a mumukshu means somebody who is on the path of liberation, they are so happy, so overjoyed. They may not say that directly to the student, so his ego doesn't get inflated, but inwardly they feel very good when somebody says, Swamiji, I just want to learn, I want to grow, I want to become an instrument in God's plan. But most people at different level, different people are there. So you see, the illusion of a snake in a rope is removed instantly when a person sees the rope in the proper light. So suppose अंधेरा है, अंधेरे में आपने दरवाजा खोला और आपको क्या दिखा? सांप दिख गया. सांप दिखा, लेकिन था क्या? था रस्सी. It was a rope. But आपको क्या दिख गया? सांप, क्योंकि आप, it was coiled like a snake and it was semi-darkness. And your eye fell just on the rope and it was a little darkish and it was coiled. Now you think there's a snake inside. No snake. only rope. But your mind is now going through the same emotions. There might as well have been a snake inside, isn't it? अगर सांप होता या सांप नहीं है, दोनों स्थिति में आपका हालत बेहाल है, खराब है. You are the one. So what is then the remedy? Remedy is, no amount of remedy will work unless somebody opens the closet, pulls the rope out, shakes it in front of you and says, look, carefully look, it's not a snake, just a rope. But while you are thinking it's a snake, you will not be able to even open the closet. You will be so scared. In the same way, the illusion of the world process is dispelled instantly when Brahman is realized. See, did you connect the dots here? What happens is, this whole world becomes like a rope. Currently, it's like a snake. I like him, I hate him. He's my friend, he's my enemy. This is life, that is death. This is painful, that is happiness. You see, we go through dualities. द्वंद्व में जीते हैं, मेरे तेरे में जीते हैं, संसार में जीते हैं. ये भूल जाते हैं कि वास्तव में ये सब एक मिथ्या है. In reality, mithya meaning illusion. Illusion doesn't mean unreal. It doesn't mean non-existent. It simply means indescribable. And therefore, it is so hard. Most people, if it was that easy, then intellectual people would get it. They also don't get it, right? They may have lots of PhDs, lots of knowledge, but they don't know how to control anger. The bigger the degree, the bigger the ego. You don't know who I am. You don't know who you're talking to. All that stuff happens. So this is what Maya is, and you cannot explain to them. Somebody yelling, where is the flashlight? Where's the flashlight? He's got it in his hand, but everybody is scared to tell him. Then he suddenly realizes, oh, okay, I have it. ऐसे ही हम सब भी यही मूर्खता कर रहे हैं इस धरती पर. आगे भगवान कहाँ है, भगवान कहाँ है, where is it? दिखता क्यों नहीं? Is God there? Then we read this, that Upanishad, but God is smiling inside of us. He's saying, where are you looking? What's wrong with you? I'm right here. तो ये बात हो जाती है. But once you realize it, only then you will know ये रस्सी है, सांप नहीं है. वरना सांप लगेगा. Otherwise you'll think it's a rope, it's a rope, it's a snake, it's a snake. Unless somebody says, no, it's not a snake, it's just a rope. That knowledge who gives you is the Guru. Did the Guru do anything superhuman? No, he just shook off your illusion. You already knew it. You already know what a rope looks like. You also know what a snake looks like. You superimpose the snake on the rope and you got scared. Samajh gaye? Since this world does not exist in reality, there is no need to look for its cause. Swamiji, how was this world created? Why did God create so much pain? Why did Hitler come in this world? Why is there all this pain? And why are there kids born with diseases, this, that? So many questions are there. Jo sarag sapne kaate koi, bin jage dukh dur na hoi. And the answer there is, why do you dream? Why did you have a bad dream? You are the creator of your dream. Couldn't you have pushed a nicer dream? Why did you dream a snake in your dream? Could you have taken it away? So what kind of a question is that? You will say, Swamiji, I don't control my dreams. Whatever happens, happens. Same thing. Brahma's dream is this world process. Good and evil coexist. Ye sab saath saath chalta hai. Samajh gaye? There is no such thing as only perfect joy and no evil. They will always, and also, by the way, that is also each of us. None of us are holier than thou. We all have problems. We all have anger, lust, काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद, मत्सर्य. कभी ना कभी किसी ना किसी रूप में आ ही जाता है. But उसको शुद्धिकरण करने का process, that's why this life is like an obstacle course. God says, keep on purifying, keep on purifying. If we don't do it now, he says, no problem. Next birth, you start from where you left off. You don't go back to ground zero again. You start from where you left off. That is God's promise. So therefore, if we are very good, then we get enlightened. This birth only. End of story. No more coming back. This is what the journey is of the soul. So that is what we have to do in our life. Even though the dream world is non-existent from the waking standpoint, yet it sustains its relative realities. Relative realities will not just go away just because you are um, thinking, oh, this world is not there. It is there. It is very much there. When you get hit in an accident, we get hurt, somebody says something mean to us, it's very real. So that's what really happens. We have to understand that ये सब जो जीवन है ये ऐसे नहीं बीतता है, but we have to have the proper knowledge. That's why we need proper guidance. That's why Maya is so complex. That big sages also, Narad Muni also comes under the sway of Maya, and Vishwamitra, so many sages and saints. Therefore, we should never have the feeling of pride. We should never say, oh, I think I have controlled it. I think I'm no longer getting affected by Maya. Maya kabhi bhi, kisi bhi samay, kisi ko bhi, kaise bhi pakad sakti hai. तो इस बात को हमको ध्यान में रखना है और बहुत आदर के साथ, शक्ति के साथ आगे चलना है कि भगवान अपने गुरु के पांव पकड़ लो. होल्ड द लोटस फीट ऑफ योर गुरु, डोंट लीव इट, एंड दैट्स व्हाट हैज ब्रॉट मी टू वेयर आई एम टुडे. It's the Guru, not these books or scriptures, because these books were there. They have been there for thousands of years. But what do? There are libraries full of them. But when somebody comes and opens that for you, it's like he knows the password. You don't. So he shares with you, gives you everything. So what can we give back to the Guru? What can I give back to my master? Just what he has asked me to do. We should, of course, whatever we are capable of doing, we should do. Whatever talent we have, whatever skill we have, whatever his mission is, we should try to help. But beyond that, it is basically make you become like him, follow his example, emulate his life. And he doesn't get angry, so I should also not get angry. He doesn't feel jealous, I should not feel jealous. And that is the way we start to improve. That's what happens. So otherwise it's all illusory. You see, we procure food, we eat, we digest in order to satisfy one's hunger. That's what's happening. It appears real. Even though all this process is illusory, yet it seems real in dream also. When you're going through your dream and you are hungry and you don't have food, you are miserable in your dream also. Your dream body is not happy when it's hungry. Much like the same way, when physically also, when we are hungry and we want something and we are not in the right environment, let's say we are on a long flight or we are in a traffic jam, we have to adapt and adjust, isn't it so? वो करना ही पड़ेगा. In the same manner, the experiences of the waking world, in spite of being explicable through causation, are illusory in nature. So Muni, the Rishi is teaching his student, the Vyadha, to say that just like this, your dream is unreal, much in the same way, this cosmic plan is unreal. So then how do you find out? When you depart. Because this is called a delayed dream. Delayed matlab lamba swapna. So it doesn't end with one night. Every night we dream and we give it no value. This dream will end when we get out of this physical body, and then we'll say, oh, this was a dream. I woke up. You don't check your fingers. Do you check your toes and fingers and your body parts to see if everything's intact when you get up from your dream or when you wake up in the morning? No, because you know automatically it's you, it's your whole body, and it becomes very natural, spontaneous almost. ऐसे ही there is nothing to grieve. कुछ उसमें रोने के लिए, कुछ करने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है, कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. तो आप उसको साथ साथ पकड़िए, साथ साथ चलते जाइए. It is pure consciousness that appears in the form of the waking and dream worlds. तो प्योर कॉन्शियसनेस मतलब आपकी आत्मा, your soul, your spirit, whatever God particle, that existence of God within you is the one that is giving you that dream. You cannot dream on your own. Can you see with your eyes closed? Can you? No. In the dark? In the dark, you can't even see with your eyes open. What to speak of eyes closed? But then when the dream comes, your eyes are closed, but you see colors, you see people, you have experiences. Not only that, you also hear sounds, the waterfall, the hissing of the snake or the tiger that's following you, good dreams, bad dreams. So all that is happening. You are Brahma when that is happening. Why? Because your Atma is creating it. So they are non-different from each other. In the same manner, pure consciousness or Brahman and the world are non-different from each other. Just like your dream appears real when you are dreaming, when you wake up, it runs away. Nothing is stuck to you in your waking state from your dream state. If you were eating popcorns in your dream and you wake up, do you see any kernels, any popcorns on your bed? Not even a single one, right? Nothing is there. So much appearing as the world, Brahman is apparently subject to creation and dissolution. तो ये जो ब्रह्मांड का निर्माण होता है, फिर प्रलय आती है, फिर निर्माण होता है, ये ब्रह्मन में चलता रहता है. It's a countless cycle. जैसे समुद्र में तरंगे आती रहती हैं, just like the waves will continue, much in the same way this appearance of the world will continue. When will it end? When God blesses you with enlightenment and your effort. He doesn't bless anybody who just is wishing for it but hasn't put in the work. We all have been doing this for many lifetimes, as I always say. It's not just a coincidence. However, in reality, the Atma is unborn, taintless, peaceful and of the nature of pure consciousness alone, Brahman. तो ऐसे ही जैसे ब्रह्मन अनित्य, जैसे नित्य है, उसका अज है, उसका जन्म नहीं होता है, उसमें कुछ मल नहीं है, उसके अंदर शांति है, ऐसे ही आपका आत्मा भी है. Everything in your consciousness emulates whatever the qualities of God are. There is no difference. जो चीज हम में है वही चीज प्रभु में भी है. जो प्रभु में है वो हम में है. उल्टा बोलना चाहिए. When we say the child, you look like your father, it's because you have acquired the traits of your father. You don't tell the father you look like your son. The Father created the Son, you see. So much in the same way, when we say the Atma and Paramatma are identical, it is the Param Atma or the God in its macrocosmic form that is giving us this microcosmic experience. Does that make sense? Cosmic is the same. We have the same potentiality, but we are a drop of the ocean versus the ocean itself. In the ocean, you will see cruise ships, whales, lots of countless, how much depth the ocean has, what is the width of the ocean, unending, and we are a drop. But yet, if you chemically analyze it, everything is the same. Same H2O, same pH balance and everything. When you take it immediately out, over time it will change, it will rot and stuff, but it's still part of the same. This is what happens to people also. We get corroded, we bring the impressions of world and all that, but within we have that shining Atma, which is Brahman. So just as a certain form of causation continues in your dream, in the same manner, a form of causation continues from the beginning of the creative cycle to pralaya. So again, worth emphasizing, just like your dream comes, sustains, and then ends, in the same way our body is created, sustains, and then ends, and our life and the whole thing is continuing. It's like a cycle. So ये cycle चलता ही रहता है. Your day also starts and then ends. Just as vibrations exist in air, in the same manner the three worlds exist as vibrations in consciousness. Bhu, bhuva, swaha, tarange, all these vibrations, that's how they're reaching to you. What is this technology? I'm sitting here on a computer, you are listening from the comfort of your home, and we are all enjoying this experience from these vibrations only, isn't it? My sound vibration is converting the sound, and it's also converting the video, and today we are enjoying it through this science. This technology didn't exist 20, 30, 40 years ago. So, or it was very expensive, let's say prohibitively expensive. Now things have become free almost. So this is what it is. Knowledge can be attained in many different ways, but we have to understand which knowledge. Everything is available on the internet. But you are making the choice of listening to Yoga Vashistha. Other people are making other choices, isn't it? So when one discovers his innermost identity, causation disappears. That doesn't happen immediately. It happens with the blessings of your of the Guru, God, your own self-effort, all the things combined. And one thing I always tell people is also enjoy the journey. Don't be in a rush to say, I want self-realization. What does that mean, first of all? And enjoy the journey. Be good, do good, love all, serve all, be a good human being. Because if we are not in that state, enlightenment is far away. So if we want to become merge into God, think of it what we are saying, right? I mean, analyze it and let me know if you have questions. Because if we want to become like God, if we want to merge into God, God wants perfection. He wants purity. He wants everything, because otherwise, even you don't like to drink tainted food, contaminated food. You also want it pure and clean. You make chai, you take out the patti, you filter it out, only then you take it. Much in the same way, God says, here are my kids, but they need to become more pure. And that's out of compassion that we get tests. जब परीक्षा आता है, कठिनाई आता है, कुछ भी आता है, तो think that God, because he loves us, he is testing us out and giving us difficult exams. Has a student ever passed without going through an exam to the next class? And the higher the education, the more difficult the examination, isn't it? If you are a PhD student, don't expect an 8th grade paper to show up. It will not happen. You have to do a lot of work, and everything, your thesis will have to be perfect. You would have to put in countless hours, and then you have to defend it. It all boils down to finally 20, 30 minutes of dissertation that you give and questions that are asked. This is how masters are all also. They make it all look very simple, very easy to understand, but behind it, when you see, it's like a whole avalanche of tapasya, sadhana, effort that has gone in, so that, and then they make it simple because now they have mastered that art. But effort will be required. So anybody who wants to look for shortcuts, this is not your station. There are many other gurus who will give you quick enlightenment, Kundalini awakening, this, that. Give them money and they'll give you everything. But if you want to be with a real guru, want to learn the real thing, and want for it to be sustainable, natural, and the perfect knowledge, then you are an equal participant in the process. Samajh gaye? There is no such thing as a simple thing. You just put your hand on my head and all will be good. That also has its benefit, not to say that it's totally useless, but idea is that we have to know what to ask for, and ask for holy things, and stay with holy people, stay with good company. Satsangatve nihisangatvam, nihisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischal tatve jivan mukti. Shankaracharya ji says this. When you get into satsang, what is the prasadam? After every puja, we get prasadam, don't we? Prasadam, sanctified blessings. And that is that the blessings are, you will stop enjoying too much company of people. You will start becoming less worldly. You will start enjoying yourself more. You and your sadhana, you and your rituals, your practices, your seva, your service, whatever you like to do, but you have a certain joy coming within you. Nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam. Then when you become, the hardest thing is, so many people who are worldly are always constantly seeking somebody to talk to, seeking somebody to go with. Even walking, they don't want to do alone. I'll pick you up, you pick me up, we'll go together, and pop goes on all the time, the chatting, and we are depleting so much energy from our mouth, from our senses, talking about useless worldly things, whereas we could have really done so much more if you were just alone and you were walking with your mala in your hand. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shri Ramaya Namah, Om Shri Krishnaya Namah, Om Shri Hanumate Namah. Or you could be doing anything else, or you could be contemplating about deeper thoughts in the satsangs. So all these choices belong to us. तो हम क्या करें, क्या निर्णय लें, ये हमारे ऊपर है. There is nobody who's going to come and force you to say to do this or don't do that. So as the snake disappears from the illusion of the rope in the presence of light, in the same manner the world ceases to exist before the light of Brahman. See, that is what we are after, to have that light of Brahman, that consciousness. उस आत्मा चेतना शक्ति में जो प्रकाश आता है, वो उससे ignorance का पर्दा हट जाता है. अविद्या, we call it ignorance, and that's really the biggest root of our world bondage, isn't it? Because everything else, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, klesha, these are the 5 impediments we are all born with. ये 5 समस्या हम सबके साथ होता है जब जैसे ही हम जन्म लेते हैं. अविद्या meaning ignorance, because if ignorance didn't exist, why would we come to this world? We would have been enlightened in the last life itself. But since the curtain didn't open, पर्दे को रहने दो, पर्दा ना हटाओ, भेद खुल जाएगा ना, वो गाना है. Same thing. It's basically, once we open that curtain, we see the whole show collapses. There's nothing that can sustain this world anymore. But that cannot be done on demand. It has to be earned, and it has to be coming from God's grace. You ask, why can't humans fly? Birds can fly. What kind of a question is that? Then you make a plane, you fly in that plane, accomplish your task. You see, this nature is very complicated. We have to understand. One who has not attained this knowledge dies to be born. As if moving from one dream to another, he experiences a different body in a different world. Just like you are dreaming in your dream and you wake up and you say, oh, it was a dream, these people also are going through the experiences of life and death. And when death comes, they say it's a dream, and then they go through that transition, and then they are born again. Bhagavad Gita, all the scriptures, Sanatan Dharma is very profound. It shows, and many different Upanishads, everything, they all talk about it to the nth degree. सबको ही बताता है ये सब कुछ. तो Vyadha asked, O sage, when this body dies, how is another body born? What is the cause of rebirth? If embodiment is caused by righteous and unrighteous karmas, it will be impossible to attain freedom from embodiment. Good questions, don't you think? All very good questions. कि शरीर का क्या होता है भाई? What happens when we die? Everybody wants to know. What is the cause of rebirth? Why are we reborn again? And all this. And if it's righteous, अगर कर्म ही सब कुछ करते हैं, तो हम कैसे इससे मुक्ति पाएंगे? Somebody even was talking today, Swamiji, these karmas are so much, millions and billions of karmas over so many embodiments. How can we ever exhaust them? So you see, this is not a mathematical logic that you can use. You have to have the grace. And that is possible. There's a beautiful story of the bird who lost its eggs. Our Guruji always says that. And sometimes even if I'm repeating, that's okay, because one thing we have to understand is it's called Gada Parinyaya. Gada Parinyaya means keep keep hitting it again and again, like hammering a nail. You don't want a nail that is protruded. It can be damaging. So therefore, you give it one final hurt, again, one more time, just to make sure it sinks in properly, isn't it? So here, basically saying the fruits of the karma are perishable. How can it lead to one to liberation? So a lot of people ask these questions. And for that, Swamiji says a beautiful story about the bird that lost its eggs to the ocean. So this bird has laid eggs, and they're ready to hatch, and then all of a sudden the wave comes, the ocean god comes and picks up the eggs, and they're gone. So a bird is also a mother. She is in anger, she is in pain, she is very mad at the ocean because her eggs are gone now. So she determines that she'll empty the ocean. See, so she determines कि हम ये संसार जो सागर है इसको खाली कर दूंगी गुस्से में. I will empty it. So what does she do? She picks a straw on the side of the beach, picks it up, and goes in the ocean, sinks the straw in the ocean, in the waves. Water comes out on the sand and shakes her head and drips the water completely, making it dry. Then goes back again and does the same thing. So she continues to do this with fervor and persistence. Imagine a little bird trying to empty the ocean with a little straw in her beak. So now Naradji is going by. Naradji is watching this situation. He feels interested, And what is Narad? Narad is Satsanga, isn't it? Satsanga. Wherever you see saints and sages and holy company, that becomes Satsanga automatically. So he has compassion on the bird, and he's also amused. He looks at the bird. He says, what is she doing? So then he's asking the bird, oh bird, what are you up to? What are you doing? So the bird does pranams to Naradji and says, oh, this is the situation. Ocean god has taken away my eggs and I am really upset. I want to empty the ocean. So that's what I'm doing. I'm very mad at him. And Naradji smiles. He says, oh, okay, now I understand what you're doing is a very, very good motherly act. You should do that. But I want you to do something else. She says, what? The bird says, what do you want me to do? He says, look, you're a bird. So you are doing this effort anyway. The same thing. Don't change anything. Just add Om Shri Garudaye Namaha to your process. That's all you do. Don't change anything else. Keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. But what you are doing now is you are praying to the Garuda. Garuda, instrument of the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi ji. Their vehicle is Garuda. Garuda is like a big bird, like an eagle, but a big one. And for him, this ocean is like a small puddle of water. For us, it's very big, the ocean. But for Garuda, the creator of the cosmos, for them, our world system is like a grain of sand, you see. So in that grain of sand, for them, the ocean is nothing. So then Garuda bird is finally, he sees the little bird putting in the effort. Om Shri Garudaya Namah. Om Shri Garudaji is happy. He comes and he gives darshan to the bird. He says, okay, little bird, I'm here. What do you want? And then she says her request, and as soon as he says the request, in front of the Garud bird, the ocean trembles, gives the eggs to the mother. And so the deeper meaning behind this is that we are also the little bird. We are also only picking up twigs, and we are only putting it in the ocean and shaking it with our necks. And then we feel very proud. We have studied Yoga Vashistha, we know Ramayana, we have done the Gita. You see, all it is that only. Om Shri Ramaya Namah, Om Shri Krishnaya Namah. So unless we bring bhakti and love into our process, it is all theoretical, all intellectual only. So when Satsanga comes, when Naradji comes, he gives us the nectar, the devotion, the bhakti. Now we have both. We have the knowledge and we have the wisdom and the devotion. Combined, you accelerate, you progress, and God's blessings come to you. The first signs have to be peace. If you are not finding peace within your own heart and you are doing lots of prayers, know something is wrong. Something is terribly wrong. Therefore, most people are advised, you need a spiritual preceptor, you need a guru, you need somebody who can listen to you, guide you, and help you. Which is also, at one point of time, पहले होता था कि जिनके पास गुरु नहीं रहते थे, it used to be a curse. People used to be feeling very left out if they did not have a guru. They were considered as outcasts. People wouldn't even want to talk to them, because then that meant that they were of a lower culture, like they didn't really follow through the traditions properly. And that's why they used to call them nigura. You don't even have a guru, what do you know? But the guru is never the body, you see, it's the knowledge. And why is it so important? Today's gurus are your navigation systems. You put it in and you forget about it, but you still have to drive. The navigation won't drive for you. So the other thing is that, all this worldly knowledge you got, could you do it by yourself? Close your eyes and think about it. How many people have contributed to your success today? We are nothing. Even for the world, we are nothing. We need so many. Matri Devo Bhava, Pitri Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. First gurus are those only. You didn't even have clothes on your body when you were born. You didn't even know which house you were coming into, what name you would get, what would happen. But yet God protected us in every single dimension, every single way, and brought us to this beautiful situation, which means we should not worry. Chinta chita saman. Worry just creates stress and unneeded, makes our life miserable. We should not worry, but we should contemplate. Chintan karo, chinta nahi karo. Because human life is very valuable and we have to treasure it. So the Muni replied, Jiva or individual soul is nothing but pure consciousness reflecting in the mind. See, Jiva, Jivatman. We are Jivatman and God is Paramatman. He is the super soul, we are the small soul. So the mind in turn is nothing but a bundle of impressions, isn't it? What is mind? A bundle of thoughts only. Like onion, you keep on removing each layer. In the end, there is nothing to show. ऐसे ही मन में भी ये जो विचार आते रहते हैं through the consciousness and all that, through the vrittis, that's all the mind is doing. Identified with the impressions of the mind, Jiva imagines its birth, death, and all its experiences in the world process. See, you dream through this experience of the impressions we have accumulated over countless lives. Therefore, trying to find what happened in your childhood, what happened here, there, psychology and all that is not going to be of much help, because you are not this body only. You are a continuum, constant. You have been going on for countless lives, countless embodiments. So, therefore, karma, vasana, vasanas are called subtle desires. Vasana means smell. So like when you're hungry and you see good chawal cooking, some good food cooking, that smell gives you, even further accelerates your hunger and gives you a very good meal experience. Much in the same way, these vasanas come in the form of desires. And then we suddenly want that car, we suddenly want to shift our house, we suddenly want to move, or we suddenly want to buy this or buy that. Or even desires, good desires are also Shubha Vasana, and bad desires are bad Vasana. So when we have desires that are holy, we can call it spiritual desires. Those are good. But when they become unholy and detrimental and selfish, they are bad ones. So these are one and the same in there, the individual soul and the self. दे आर ऑल द, ये जो कर्म है, काम है, वासना है, ये सब प्रोसेस साइकिल चलता रहता है, इसका कोई एंड नहीं आता, कुछ भी अंत नहीं होगा. देयर इज नो एंड टू अ सर्क्युलर रोड. उसमें आप ही को रास्ता ढूंढना पड़ेगा, विच वन विल फर्निश यू द बेस्ट. See, so during sleep the self withdraws the waking and dream states. See, you can only do one thing at a time. Either when you are awake, you are not asleep. When you are asleep, you are not awake. When you are dreaming, you are not in deep sleep. When you are in deep sleep, you are not dreaming. Does that make sense? And so most of us get very little good deep sleep. We don't know how to do it properly. So the veil of ignorance is not destroyed. This withdrawal is temporary. So every day what happens is your batteries are being charged, you are feeling refreshed, you wake up, another bright new day, a new morning, a new opportunity to change your life, to do something substantial. Everything is possible. But when you were sleeping, you had left this world, the waking world, didn't you? You left it. You didn't even know. Did you count all your possessions? Did you go make sure your safe was comfortable and secure before you went to sleep? No. You automatically know it's there, it's good. So you go to sleep, and when you go to sleep, you're not afraid that whether, well, I'll wake up or not. You know you will wake up, and you do. So when you wake up, you discount your sleep completely. Oh, it was unreal, that dream was unreal. Sometimes it's so vivid, your dream. कभी कभी आपको अपने सपने का एक एक कलर भी याद रहता है. Oh no, she was wearing that sari of that color, and then this happened, and then that happened, and you explain it in so much exquisite detail. What is that? You did see it, right? That's why you are explaining it so well. And then what happens 5 days later? Gone. Sometimes the very day it's gone, you don't remember. So much in the same way, these embodiments and this coming and going of the cycle, same thing. You wake up, it's a new world. That's all. So ये सब माया है. So the self withdraws the waking and dream sleep, but since the veil of ignorance is not destroyed, this withdrawal is temporary. So therefore the ignorance is intact. But once we destroy the ignorance, meaning you have ripped the curtain, it no longer can hide things. That is enlightenment when that happens. Till then, we have to continue our journey with faith, with love, with dedication, with sincerity, with utmost humility. No pride, no arrogance, giving up everything, becoming an instrument in the divine hands. That is all we need to do. So during Samadhi, however, the withdrawal is associated with increasing enlightenment. So why do then sages and saints say you should do more tapasya, do more meditation? Why? Because there you're doing the same thing, but you are expanding your consciousness. You're consciously going into your dream-like state, your deep sleep-like state, consciously. जानते हुए आप अंदर जाते हैं, तो अब आपको जो वो है अविद्या का पर्दा, आपको पता है, you still know it's there, but going through consciously, you are making progress in your Chetana Shakti, which is called you are expanding your consciousness. In your dream, your consciousness doesn't expand. उसमें उसको फैलाव नहीं मिलता है, वैसे का वैसा ही रहता है. That's why we never change. We may have good dreams, we have bad dreams, this, that, and blah, blah, blah. The life is same old life. Nothing changes. But in meditation, you come out refreshed because now you have transcended. There will be moments of transcending time and space. Not all the time. Even 1 second, 5 seconds, 1 minute of that is a lot. It is enough to give you lightning flashes, joy, bliss, happiness, and you come out refreshed, like you had a beautiful nectarine shower of bliss. That is why they say कि ध्यान करो भगवान का नाम लो. You can start through japa also. That's perfectly fine. Om Shri Krishna Namah. Whatever your mantra is, you continue with dedication and faith, and you keep saying it. And when you start feeling like meditating, suppose mantra करते करते अब ध्यान लगने लगा, don't worry कि अभी माला में 100 20 beads bacha hai. Leave it right away. It's not that. Why were you knocking at the door? So somebody could open the door. Guess what? Somebody just opened the door. Don't keep knocking. Samajh gaye? So these are the confusions that most people go through. They don't know. And then these are genuine questions. They're difficult ones, but we have to understand that all the mala is a mechanism to connect with God. So once you connect with God, the goal is accomplished right there. So then you have connected with God. You don't no longer have to keep connecting. So during pralaya or universal dissolution, the self withdraws the world process. Pralay jab aayegi, we don't have to worry about pralay. We create our own pralay. Every night you sleep and every morning you wake up. You create a dissolution, you create a creation, you create sustenance. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, sab aap hi mein hai. But we don't feel that way. We don't feel like Brahma. We don't feel like Vishnu because we are dealing in ignorance, you see. We are saying, I'm very small, but yes, you may be small, but you are the God particle, same God, same creation, same essence. So during Samadhi, however, the withdrawal is associated with increasing enlightenment. See, what scripture gets into this level of detail? You tell me. Even, well, Bhagavad Gita is the initial guiding light. Then once you get that light, then you go deeper and go into different nectarine tastes of what's good for your soul. And Yog Vashisht is a gem that you should never part from. In moksha or liberation, the withdrawal of the world is absolute. Then no more illusion, no more creation, no more dream. Everything becomes open. You have decoded the mystery. The puzzle is over. No more stress. So then there is no more birth and death. So with this, we conclude the satsanga for today. And let us do some arti. But before we do that, let us thank our Guru, God, and all of you beautiful souls who are here. Let me see who all are participating today. Aaron ji, namaste. Parvati ji, namaste. These people join us on Zoom. So you people on Facebook cannot see them. And I generally connect it through Zoom. That's why you see Zoom on your screen. But Yafa ji, pranams to you. Yafa is expecting a baby soon. So pray for her that she has a good, healthy delivery, that she progresses fine on this path also. And Priya ji, namaste. God bless you. And all of you who are connected. Let me see who else. Shriram ji, you're always here. Pranam. Pranams to you, Rekha ji, Pita ji, Papa ji. Hope you're all doing well. And PK Subramaniam ji, I'm so happy to see you. Subramaniam ji is a beautiful devotee. He meets us at the Shiva Vishnu temple, and also his wife, beautiful, adorable couple, very devoted, and she also teaches Bharatnatyam. So anybody who is from Sacramento who wants to learn from her skills, you can join them. But a beautiful, very beautiful couple. So we are blessed to have you. Continue to do that. And Yogini ji, you are always inspiring everybody through your thoughts and actions and whatever you do. So pranams, blessings, continue your journey with faith, love. And thank you for reminding me that it will be almost 3 years since you took initiation. So it gives me so much joy to see when people, grow so beautifully. And you're certainly a role model for many. So continue what you're doing. रोशनी जी, आपको बहुत बहुत प्रणाम, आशीर्वाद माता जी, भगवान आपको सुखी रखे, आपका शांति मिले और जो जो आपका इच्छा है पूरा हो. और राकेश त्रिहन जी, आपको भी बहुत बहुत प्रणाम, नमस्कार. आपसे बहुत दिन हो गए बात नहीं हुआ. सो होपफुली वी विल कैच अप जब आपको मौका लगेगा. और श्री राधिका गुरु माँ जी, हरिओम तत्सत, हरे कृष्णा. Guru Maji is a very famous Swamiji in India and many followers. Beautiful work she is doing. बहुत सुंदर सेवा कर रहे हैं आप भारत में. तो कृपया आप वही करते रहिए और जुड़ते रहिए। हमारा अहोभाग्य है कि आप हमारा सत्संग में पधारे हैं। तरन जी, you are always such a beautiful inspiration to all of us. God bless you so much. And then let's see who else. शंकर जी आप भी हैं, आपका मंगल हो शंकर जी. It's very early morning for you, so you actually really sacrifice early in the morning in London. So divine blessings. Nirmala ji, so good to see you. Pranams everyone, pranams to you Nirmala ji. Hope you and Shekhar ji are doing good. And thank you Yafa ji, always a pleasure. Thank you Yogini ji, Shinam ji. Om Tat Sat. Sabko pranam. And if I missed anybody, please know you are in our hearts, and it's the progress of the soul. तो अपनी आत्मा के लिए आप आते रहिए. Keep attending the satsang. Let's do a quick aarti together, and then we will conclude the satsang for today. Hari Om Tat Sat. जय जय आरती विघ्न विनायक, विघ्न विनायक श्री गणेशा. जय जय आरती सुब्रह्मण्य, सुब्रह्मण्य कार्तिकेया. जय जय आरती वेणुगोपाला, वेणुगोपाला वेणुलोला. पाप विदुरा नवनीत चोरा. जय जय आरती वेंकटरमणा, वेंकटरमणा संकट हरणा. सीतारामा राधे श्यामा. जय जय आरती गौरी मनोहर, गौरी मनोहर भवानी शंकर. सांबा सदा शिव उमा महेश्वर. जय जय आरती राजराजेश्वरी, राजराजेश्वरी त्रिपुर सुंदरी. महाकाली, महालक्ष्मी, महासरस्वती, महाशक्ति. जय जय आरती आंजनेया, आंजनेया हनुमंता. जय जय आरती दत्तात्रेया, दत्तात्रेया त्रिमूर्ति अवतारा. जय जय आरती सद्गुरुनाथा, सद्गुरुनाथा शिवानंदा. सद्गुरुनाथा ज्योतिर्मयानंदा. सद्गुरुनाथा साई बाबा. जय जय आरती विघ्न विनायक. न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम. नेमा विद्यतो भाति कुतोऽयम् अग्निः. तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं. तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम्. उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्. ओम सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वापराधं विहितम विहितम वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व. जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो. जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो. जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शंभो. समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु. ओम ब्रह्मर्पणं ब्रह्महविर् ब्रह्मग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यम्. ब्रह्म कर्म समाधिनः अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राण अपान समायुक्ता पचामन्यं चतुर्विधम। हरि ओम तत्सत। ब्रह्मर्पणमस्तु। समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you all for joining in today. We will see you on Sunday from the Shiva Vishnu temple for Bhagavad Gita at between 10:30 to 10:45, 11 or something like that for our Gita Satsang. See you then. May you be blessed with Shakti, Bhakti, Mukti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Aho Bhav Dhanyavad.